Jai Hind everyone. My name is Ayushi, Assistant Professor from IT Department. In this lecture, I am resuming my last lecture's content that we are pending. We are due with unsupervised learning techniques, semi-supervised learning techniques, and reinforcement learning techniques. So, first we are going to discuss what is unsupervised learning. In supervised learning, it is first we have to recall what is supervised learning algorithm. In supervised learning algorithm, we are provided with a labeled data set. With each input we have corresponding correct output mapped, so it is going to easy for us to verify the result, verify the performance of the system machine model. But here in unsupervised learning algorithm, unsupervised, as the name suggests, in unsupervised learning, we don't have any type of supervision or supervisor available. For reference, compare this unsupervised learning algorithm with the learning of a student where he or she is learning by herself or himself only. Self learning. For somewhere he or she has received some books or notes, class notes. These are not class notes and video lectures and the other study materials. We are not taking it here as any type of supervision, because no one is here to tell the machine, to tell the student that you are learning wrong. This is the wrong solution. This is not the correct solution, because whatever study material he or she is referring is not verified by any supervisor. So, in unsupervised learning, there is no labeled data set which a machine is provided with. No labeled data set. Instead, the model itself finds the hidden patterns or signs or insights, intricate relationships between all the data points which are the part of training data set. Only the training data set has been given to the machine model, and what is the relationship between all the data values of the training data set, that will be identified and analyzed, observed only by the machine. All the pattern, this task is only all the tasks, this prior task is only will be performed by the machine. It can be compared to the learning which takes place in the human brain while learning new things, while you are walking through the road, while you are traveling, while you are sitting on your terrace. You just observe from your environment. You just perceive what you have seen. Whatever you are seeing, you are observing, acts as a training data set. Whatever relationship between the different objects of the environment in which you are taking part will act as the prior experiences for the next situation that you are going to face in real world. This is unsupervised learning. Unsupervised learning is a type of machine learning in which machine models are going to train using unlabeled data set. No labeled data set has been given to you, and machine models are completely allowed to act on that data without any supervision, without any guidance of any third party or without any labels. This is unsupervised learning. Here in this this is better understood with the help of a diagram or a picture. In this particular diagram, we have given raw data to our machine model, and these raw data are unlabeled. In this particular example, we have taken images of few pets. You can identify as human what are these images, because we are already trained with this in our toddler time. These are kittens, these are dogs, kittens or cats, dogs. Okay, but here to the machine, for this particular machine and in this particular learning algorithm, this data set raw data input is unlabeled. We have not told machine that this particular image is of this particular animal. No, whatever pictures, whatever data machine has received, machine is going to interpret the intricate patterns, the facial features, or other physical attributes of the images it has received, and the interpretation machine has made with the help of the algorithm, which is here any unsupervised learning algorithm. The training of the model has been completed. But to test the performance of the image, to test the performance of the machine, no test data is going to given. Firstly, the machine will be asked to classify or to partition the data objects only. Machine has identified that on the basis of the physical attributes or on the basis of the patterns of the images, these two images are of same classes. These two images are of the same class, and these two images are of the same class. This is how unsupervised learning algorithm works. So what is the goal of using unsupervised learning algorithm? The goal of using unsupervised learning algorithm is to find the underlying structural patterns, relationships, intricate designs of the within the received training data, and on that basis group the data points, group the data according to the similarities and dissimilarities of the training data within training data, and represent that data set in compressed format. We can label it as, if machine is not able to predict that these are the images of dogs, so it may answer it like it is group X, this is group Y. But maybe a machine is unable to generate the correct label for the group, but it will definitely, if successfully it works, it will definitely classify all the objects correctly. If it is able to classify all the objects, all the images, all the pictures, all the data points correctly on the basis of similarities and on the basis of dissimilarities with other groups, then our unsupervised learning algorithm is successful. This machine will refer this group as X or Y, A or B, A1, A2, whatever we have fed it to our machine. Now, we also have different types of unsupervised learning algorithm. First is clustering and association. Clustering, don't confuse it with classification. In classification, we have a labeled data set where all the classes, number of classes and the names of all those classes is known to us already. The prior knowledge about the classes has already been given to us with the help of training data. But in clustering, because it is a part of unsupervised learning technique, what happens? In clustering, we have to identify the intricate patterns within the data points of the structure. What is clustering technique? It is a method, it is an approach to group all the objects of the training data set into a cluster such that the objects with the most similarities remain in the one group and with fewer or no similarities will lie in another group. This is the goal to use clustering. With this particular working criteria, we can define clustering algorithm as a unsupervised learning technique which we use when we want to find the inherent groups from the data we have received from the environment. And all these groups, all these clusters will be identified by the machine on its own. No label, no class labels are known to machine on prior basis. These labels and these these groups has been created by the machine only by identifying the intricate and inherent relationships and patterns among the objects which are part of the training data set. Okay. For example, we can take the grouping the customers by their purchasing behavior. Some customers who, for suppose, take an example of an e-commerce site where we have numerous millions of users which are accessing that particular e-commerce site. Take it as Amazon, for suppose. So multiple users on few there is a category of the customer who are preferring only luxurious products. Some are just scrolling or searching for toys for their toddlers. Some are scrolling for car accessories. So what will be their next purchase? What will be their next purchase? What type of product is suitable for that particular group of customer? What he or she is going to buy next? What type of ad should we show or display on the screen on that particular group of customers? That we can do with the help of clustering. And there are different types of clustering algorithms also. K-means clustering, mean shift algorithm, DB scan algorithm, principal component analysis, independent component analysis, and all these types, different types of clustering algorithms we will discuss in our later videos, because in first unit we have to just have overview of these approaches: supervised, unsupervised, semi-supervised, and reinforcement learning. So we will discuss all these topics later. Now, second technique of unsupervised learning is association. To understand association, take an example of we are taking example of any grocery shopping e-commerce site. There are many: Blinkit, Zepto. So in Blinkit, for suppose you are buying bread and butter. Another customer is frequently buying bread, butter, and jam. Third customer is buying bread, butter, egg. Fourth is buying egg. Fourth customer has just opted for egg only. And while those eggs has been added to his cart, below the eggs has been added in the cart, or recommendation of different items, other items, grocery items will be displayed, will be reflected. For example, butter, bread, and any other sort of spread will be shown to you. How this is possible? Because you have never opted for any other spread, mayonnaise, tomato ketchup, or bread. You have never bought these items with eggs. But why these items have been shown to you? Because these items are identified, a pattern has been identified from the basket carts of the customers who have also purchased eggs. Eggs has been already purchased by customer 1 with bread and butter. eggs has been also bought by eggs and butter only. So on the basis of other customers purchasing behavior, recommendations has been showed to your screen also if you are buying any of the product that they have purchased. So whatever will be their purchasing behavior, whatever items they have preferred, the items from their cart has also been recommended to your cart depending on the by analyzing their baskets, their carts. So this type of problem is called market basket analysis, where customers of different types of customers buying behavior has been analyzed to give recommendations to other customers who are also buying similar types of products. For example, if you are buying any e-commerce fashion site, if you are buying a dress, with that recommendations of recommendations or pop-up block has been generated, where it is flashing that a customer A has also bought these shoes or these belts or these earrings with this particular dress. So you will start scrolling similar types of accessories, similar types of shoes. So you got an idea, you have received an idea what type of shoes and what type of accessories you can pair up with that particular dress. And this particular type of market basket analysis, this type of analysis is done with the help of unsupervised learning technique called association, and it is very helpful for e-commerce sites to generate a huge revenue, because by viewing those recommendations, you unknowingly or knowingly end up buying those products also which you are not needed at that particular time. So indirectly or directly, a high revenue is being generated by these e-commerce sites with the help of market basket analysis, which is done using association, and that comes under the unsupervised learning technique. So what is association? Association is to find interesting and intricate relationships among variables within a large data set. And in the example, in the market basket analysis, the variables we are referring to different customers' basket, the products which are part of one customer's basket, cart, we can say. And the main aim of this learning algorithm is to find the dependency of one data item on another data item. If one customer is buying bread along with butter, one customer is buying bread with butter and egg, one customer is buying bread with milk and butter. And so in recommendations, all these items, butter, milk and eggs, will be referred to another customer. Maybe, and most of the cases, in 99.99 cases, these customers may not be correlated with each other, but with the help of analysis and association technique, the recommendations from the experiences of other customers is using to offer recommendations to other customers. So the main aim of this learning algorithm is to identify the purchasing behavior in this scenario, purchasing behavior of one item depending on another item, and map those variables accordingly so it can generate maximum profit. Who is earning maximum profit? E-commerce sites, definitely. What are the advantages of unsupervised learning? As we have discussed in supervised learning techniques, supervised learning techniques, they are not able to perform complex problems, but this problem has been resolved by unsupervised learning algorithm, because there is no label data set, no test data has been given. So every processing, identifying, analyzing, observing, all has been done by machine solely. So it is very effectively used in complex situations where unlabeled data set is given to any machine model. And these algorithms are also preferable for tasks where unlabeled data set is easily compared to labeled data set. Next are the disadvantages of unsupervised learning. Definitely, if we have semi-supervised and reinforcement learning, there are some shortcomings also for unsupervised learning. So, first disadvantage of unsupervised learning is that because there are no labeled data set, lack of labeled data set is giving advantage also, but also rooting for a disadvantage also. So because we don't have labeled data set, so we cannot map our input with the correct output. There is no verifying agent available in this particular technique. So maybe the data is not correct, the outcome we have received is not correct, or maybe less accurate as it is not labeled, because training over the labeled data set has not been done. So this is the shortcoming. Then working with unsupervised learning is difficult because we don't have any verifying agent with which with the help of which we will map that for this particular input this output is correct. No verifying agent is available to us. This is the unsupervised learning technique. And in the next, so here we are ending our unsupervised learning. So the third learning method is semi-supervised learning. Take an example of a student where the student is taking regular classes which is under the supervision of a trainer or a teacher, and that particular student is also doing self-study which is not under the supervision of any trainer. So semi-supervised learning is the amalgamation of both unsupervised learning and semi-supervised learning. We are integrating both the techniques here in semi-supervised learning. It represents the intermediate ground where supervised learning which is performed with the help of labeled training data set, and unsupervised learning where no labeled training data set is used, and uses this combination of labeled and unlabeled data sets to train our machine model so that it can work more effectively. All the shortcomings of unsupervised and supervised will be removed in this particular semi-supervised learning. All the drawbacks that we have earlier discussed in semi-supervised and supervised, we will try in semi-supervised to remove all that. So for say, take an example of a student which is under the supervision of an instructor or a teacher at home or at college. He's maybe he or she is taking any tuitions. Again, if he is taking tuition, then there is going to be a supervisor or a trainer. Or if he or she is going to a college, then there will also be a sort of trainer or teacher available. Further, if that student is self-analyzing the same concept without help of any instructor at home, after returning from college, he or she is revising on her own whatever he or she has learned in class in college, it comes under unsupervised learning. Whatever he or she has learned, whatever experiences he or she has learned earlier in the day, he or she is revising, performing the same, but not under the supervision of any teacher or supervisor. Under semi-supervised learning, the student has to revise himself iteratively. This process is going in iteration repeatedly, and after analyzing the same concept multiple times repeatedly, machine is going to observe or find out, analyze those intricate relationships, those patterns that has not been told, that has not been labeled earlier. So this is very effective. What are the advantages and disadvantages of semi-supervised learning? First we will come to advantages. Firstly, because it is the amalgamation of both supervised and unsupervised learning, so it is resolving all the issues we have earlier faced. Second, it is highly efficient, because all the positive points of semi-supervised and unsupervised learning has been implemented in this. Third, it is the simple and easy way to understand any algorithm, to implement any learning algorithm. Whatever we are learning under the supervision of a teacher or a supervisor, we are recalling, we are taking it as an aid, super aid, to improve ourselves, to improve our model. Iterative, and this process is an iterative process. What are the disadvantages? The iterations we are talking about is one of the drawback of semi-supervised learning, because in every iteration we are going to identify some other relation, some other pattern, some other observation has been found out in every iteration, so results are not stable. Second, we cannot apply it to a huge network level data, where we are taking this can effectively work on an individual, on a single environment, but not a network level data, where we have different flows of, we are continuously receiving new inputs, and environment in changing dynamically. And because results are not stable, hence accuracy of semi-supervised learning is also low. Now, coming towards our next learning algorithm, that is reinforcement learning algorithm. Reinforcement learning works on feedback based processes. Reinforcement is what? This is not related to self-helping, self-improving. Reinforcement is what? Reinforcement in this term is generally used in army or in the field of armed forces. Reinforcement, when someone is in threat, he or she can ask for help from other entity, to help to have a support. And here in machine learning, we don't want any type of support, we just asking for a feedback, whether this is wrong or not, this is correct or not. And with each answer, with each solution, there is a punishment and a gift, a reward is associated. This is what reinforcement. Reinforcement learning works on, I have earlier told you, on feedback based process. Feedback can be negative or positive. No third type of feedback is available, is provided. Okay. Where and how this feedback based process is generated, is performed. Here, an AI agent or any software component automatically explores the surrounding, and with the help of hit and trial method, because there is no label data set available or provided to the machine, only with the help of hit and trial method, an action is going to take. And if that action taken is works effectively, we are successful in performing our task, then a reward has been generated. And if the task has not been successfully generated, or we got failed in our machine got failed in that particular task, then a negative feedback in the form of punishment has been generated. And both these feedbacks will help our machine model to give some insight in the form of experiences and improving its performance. So reinforcement learning is of two types. Here you can also refer to this particular example where this component is denoting environment. This is the software AI agent. We are talking about software component. And on the basis of the environment, in which environment this particular agent has been put in, on that particular basis of environment, agent is taking some actions in the given environment, and whatever actions has been performed, they will generate either reward or punishment. And with the help of reward or punishment, state of the machine is going to change continuously. If machine is receiving reward as a feedback, then it is considered that no more scope of improvement is required. But if machine or agent is receiving punishment, then the process has been repeated in order to improve the performance of machine model. Okay, this particular reinforcement learning is just similar to us humans. How we learn things, the most effective learning for humans is to learn from our day-to-day life. Whatever we learn while going to road, while discussing with our friend, whatever we are observing, this type of learning is really effective for us. An example of reinforcement learning is to play a game where the game setup is the environment, and the moves of an agent at each step defines different steps. Take right, take left, take shoot the opponent, revert back, protect yourself. On the basis of that particular moves, that gamer is going to either win or to lose the game. And this performance of the gamer has been evaluated, is going to evaluate with the help of the score. The higher the score, the performance of the gamer is considered as a success ratio, and lower the score, the performance of the gamer is considered as punishment, we can say, or a failure. And continuously in this particular process, continuously software agent, AI agent receives feedbacks in the forms of punishment and rewards. If a gamer has taken a correct move, a correct action he or she has taken, then a punishment or reward or level has been unlocked. If he or she has taken a wrong move, then the player dies, or he or she has to take another move. This is how a reinforcement learning works. Due to this way of working, reinforcement learning is employed in different fields like machine, multi-agent systems, game theory, operation research, information theory, like that. And reinforcement learning is further classified into two different types. First is positive reinforcement and second is negative reinforcement. What is positive reinforcement? When in positive reinforcement, this particular learning specifies the tendency of AI agent to keep on adding new things, to keep on learning more intricate patterns even after getting success in performing that particular task. So we can say positive reinforcement learning increases this tendency of receiving positive reinforcement by performing the task again and again and adding something or other thing that will add on the prior knowledge or past experiences of that particular machine. And in negative reinforcement, opposite of this particular positive reinforcement has been done. In negative reinforcement learning, the AI agent increases the tendency that the specific behavior would occur again and again by avoiding the negative condition. How these two works? Basically, in positive reinforcement, machine sets a target to take only the actions which will generate positive feedback only. Machine only wants to win. He has set already that I just want to receive positive feedback only. What actions that will result into failure or punishment or degrading of performance, machine has neglected all those moves from action taken, from the set of action taken. Okay, he has targeted only for the positive feedbacks, so its ultimate goal is to win only. This is how positive reinforcement helps in machine learning. And in negative reinforcement learning, the machine is going to filter out all the moves that will take it to the failure or loss of game, or failure of the task, loss of the task. All the moves that will result in degrading of performance or the failure of the task, machine learning will neglect all those tasks. This algorithm will neglect all those tasks, those sequences of tasks or actions. This is how positive reinforcement learning and negative reinforcement learning works. So here we end different methods of machine learning. Thank you.